Hello, welcome back to tutorial number 3 on databases. In this tutorial, I'm going to speak about the practical part of database, whereby we'll be creating the database, we'll be creating the table, we'll be inserting the records to the table. It's like also be assigning the primary key, so we'll be doing a lot of things. So if you haven't watched the first two tutorials, I really advise you to watch them before you go on with this tutorial number 3. And in this tutorial, I'm going to use Microsoft Access to implement the practical part. You can use other platforms, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be using Microsoft Access. So the practical part will be to create the database, and this database will be named the school. Then we have to create the table. The table will be named the student. And our table will have the following fields. Our table will have the first name. Our table will have the middle name. Our table will have the sex. Our table will have the date of birth. Our table will also have the major for the particular student. The major for this school can be science, business, or earth. So let us see how we can do this one step by step. So I'm going to open Microsoft Access. Just go to Microsoft Access. Just say search for it. Access is there. Then you just need to open it. I have already opened Microsoft Access, as you can see. So now what we are going to do, just click on the blank database. Of course, we have the templates for Microsoft Access, but for this case, I'll just be using the blank database. So then you'll be prompted to put the database name. As we say there, the database name is school. Then after that, you just click on create. So your database will be created, or sorry, there is a database named the school exists. So for this case, I'll just be adding S for this tutorial, though it's supposed to be school. So school, yeah, school. So then click on create. Then after that, you'll have this kind of interface like the normal Office products. So what I'm going to do, my aim here is to create the table. So I just go to create, and then I just go to table. This is the way that I do. And then after that, you can just close the first table. You can see it's table 2. We have the two views, of course, in our table. So just right click on your table, then go to the design view. This is where we'll be designing each and everything. As you can see here, you have been prompted to write your table name. And my table name, as it said there, is called the student. So that is the table name. And then after that, click on OK. So you'll see your table name will be here as a student. Now looking carefully, we haven't assigned any primary key to our table student. So at this point, I'll just be using the student ID as a primary key. Now you can see here we have the data type. This is the data type for the field ID. So at the moment it's auto number. That means it will just be number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up to the last record that I'm going to have. So for this case, I'll just be leaving it as the auto number. Then another field that I have is the first name for the student. So first and the name. So we agree that from our second tutorial that the first name will just be the short text. By meaning the short text, we mean that the field size will be around 255 characters. That's the maximum number that we can enter. And then I'm going to have also the middle name, which will also be the short text, of course. And after having the middle name, I have another field named sex. This is a bit tricky, of course, because sex, I just want the person to select either male or female. I don't want the person to type. So what I'm going to do, I just click on the drop down box, and then I'm going now to select on the lookup wizard. So after that, you'll see we'll have the wizard box that will be here. I want to look up the field from another table. No, I just want to type the field. So I'm selecting the second one. Then just click on the next. So it'll be asking how many columns do I want to have. I want to have like 2 columns because I want to have male or female. So there I'm going to write male. Then here I'm going to write female, sorry. So this number of columns, they need to remain to be 1, of course. There is no need to change it to 2. So the option can be male or can be female. Then just click on next. It is the sex. You can also limit to the list. That means a person might not select 2 or more. The person might not type another thing. Also allow the multiple values. That means you'll be selecting male or female at the same time. So I don't allow that one. Then just click on the finish. So we're done. And then after that, we'll also have another field that is the date of birth. So I'll just DOB. For this case, DOB means date of birth. So date of birth is a date, of course, the normal date that we know. So it's not the normal numbers, it is the date. So it is the date or time. Of course, date or time extended, it will add also the time, also the hours and those things. So at the moment, I'm not interested on it. So date of birth will be that way. And the last field is called the major, and the major can be either science, business, or art. So we'll be doing the same as we did for the sex. So just go to lookup wizard and then click I want to type the values, then click on next. So it can be science, it can be art, or it can be business. Then after that, click on next. And I just want to limit to the list, so I don't want the person to type another thing. Then I just click on finish. So after that, we are done with the design part of our database. Another important step is you just need to assign the primary key to your database. At the moment, you can just see when I just click on this column, I can see the primary key is active there. So if I'm clicking that one, that means the ID is not primary key. Example, if I want to make maybe the first name to be the primary key, if it is, you can just click on it. So you'll see the first name becomes the primary key. But to be honest, first name can't be the primary key. So ID remains to be the primary key. So click on the ID and then click on the primary key. So that becomes your primary key. So after that, click on the view. Then go to the datasheet view. You want to save your table? Yes, I want to save it. Click on OK. So after that, you can now clearly see that we have the fields that we wanted to have. Of course, we have the field for the ID, we have the field for the first name, we have the field for the middle name, we have the field for sex, we have the field for date of birth, and also we have the field for major. Let me just insert some of the records here. The first name there to be Robert, the middle name to be B, and the sex, you can clearly see that here I have now the select box. So I'm selecting the sex to be male. So for the date, you can see if I just click on it, you'll see that the calendar will be displayed to you. So I'm just telling this person that maybe 01, maybe 93. I think that would be good. Maybe 93. The major for this person maybe is science. So then you can also insert the second record, maybe Baba. That is the name, of course. Then you also have the male. So it can be the 1st of January 1990. The major for this guy is also science. So I can also put now the third record as Janet John. This is female. Then you can also put the date of birth to be 01/01/1994. The major for this person is business. Then you can go on with the fourth person. This is not how we add the record. Just type from your keyboard, of course. The fourth person maybe is Naomi. Joy. This is female, of course. 01/03, then 1994 also. The major for this person is Earth. So you can add many records as you can to your database. So now in the coming tutorial, I'll be teaching you the SQL on how you can fetch the records or how you can do some sort of manipulation with the given set of data from your table. Thank you so much for your time. That marks the end of this tutorial on how you can create the database, on how you can create the table, on how you can add primary key to your table, on how you can add record to your table, plus the selection of the data types for the given fields. Thank you so much for your time. Wishing you a good time.